Hello, amazing friends. Today I am going to tell you a truly unbelievable story. A story that shows how one tiny moment can completely change a life. Imagine a man who has everything money can buy. Now imagine that after a long, tiring flight, he finds something he never expected. He finds a little girl in the trash. Yes, you heard it right. A millionaire finds a girl in the trash. And from that very moment, his whole world changes forever. Stay with me, because what happens next will warm your heart and remind you that kindness is the greatest treasure of all. Once upon a time, there was a rich man named Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver had big houses, fast cars, and even his very own airplane. He traveled all around the world for work, visiting many countries and meeting many people. But even though he had all these fancy things, sometimes Mr. Oliver felt something was missing. He often wondered if money was the answer to life's true happiness. One bright morning, after returning from a long flight, Mr. Oliver landed his state-of-the-art jet. Let me tell you, that flight was very long, about 10 hours soaring high above the clouds. While sitting in his comfy seat, he watched the blue sky, the white fluffy clouds, and the green lands far below. It was like looking at a giant, beautiful painting made by nature itself. As the plane touched the ground, Mr. Oliver's mind was still thinking about the technical magic behind the flight, like how the powerful engines, the smart autopilot, and the smooth design had kept him safe and sound. Yet every amazing detail of that flight could not prepare him for the surprise waiting right outside his mansion. When Mr. Oliver arrived at his huge shining home, his helpers were busy around the front gate. But out of the corner of his eye, Mr. Oliver saw something that made him freeze in shock. Near the big, neat trash bin behind the mansion, he noticed a little girl sitting all alone. She was quiet, with big, sad eyes, and her hands close to her chest, as if she were guarding her heart. How could a little girl be there, in the trash area, near a house like his? Even though Mr. Oliver was used to his life of luxury, he felt his heart suddenly grow soft and tender. "Hello, little one," he said slowly and kindly. "Are you okay? Do you need help?" His voice was gentle, and in that moment, both his and the girl's lives took a new direction. That little girl, who we will soon learn is named Lily, was about to become the spark that changed everything for Mr. Oliver. Lily had come to this place all alone. She had no soft, warm bed to sleep in or a loving family to hug her tight. Life had been very hard for her, but when Mr. Oliver knelt on the ground and offered a kind smile, something warm sparked inside her. "I'm not hurting anymore," she whispered in a small voice. Mr. Oliver quickly called for help, asking his assistants to bring a warm blanket, a cup of hot cocoa, and even a doctor just to be sure she was all right. In that small act of caring, Mr. Oliver had already begun to unlock a side of himself that money could never buy. Even as a rich man, he realized that no amount of fancy airplanes or expensive cars could fill the emptiness in his heart. He remembered how, when he was a little boy, he often felt lost and lonely too. That memory made him believe that every person, no matter how rich or poor, deserved a hand to hold. So with tenderness, he took Lily home with him. Inside Mr. Oliver's enormous mansion, things looked quite different from what you might expect. Instead of just shiny floors and high-tech gadgets, now there was a new warmth in every corner. Mr. Oliver wrapped Lily in a cozy blanket and sat with her in his living room. Soft music played in the background as he poured her a small cup of cocoa. The helpers and staff watched silently, moved by this gentle act of love. That evening, While Lily sipped her cocoa, Mr. Oliver explained in simple words how sometimes life gives us surprises. You see, Lily, he said softly, I learned today that even after long journeys and flying in amazing airplanes, what truly matters is the kindness we share with each other. Lily looked up at him with curious eyes. She did not understand everything, but she felt that his words were special and true. In the days that followed, Mr. Oliver took great care in helping Lily feel safe and loved. He decided that his home, which once felt empty despite all its luxury, must now become a place full of life and laughter. He opened doors for Lily to go to a good school, where kind teachers and friendly classmates welcomed her with big smiles. At school, Lily carried a little notebook where she drew beautiful pictures. One picture she drew was of a bright rainbow shining in a clear blue sky. Look, Mr. Oliver, she said one day with a burst of excitement, the rainbow is like hope. When you see a rainbow, you know that everything will be okay. Mr. Oliver laughed and said, Yes, Lily, hope makes us fly even when we are on the ground. Their laughter filled the halls of the mansion, and slowly the once lonely rooms began to echo with joy. Every day was a step forward on a brand new journey. Mr. Oliver decided to start small projects in his community too. He planned to build a little shelter for children who had nowhere to live and to support schools and parks for local families. Although some of his business friends thought, why waste time on feelings when money is so important? Mr. Oliver knew that true happiness could never be measured just by dollars and cents. Money might buy you a fancy suit or a shiny car, but love and warmth fill the heart in a way that nothing else ever can. Let me take a little break here to tell you something cool. Do you know why airplanes can fly so high in the sky? It is all because of something called lift. The wings of an airplane are built in a special shape that pushes air downwards. This push makes the plane rise, just like how a kind word or a hug can lift your spirits when you're feeling down. In Mr. Oliver's long flight, he thought about these bits of science. He marveled at how modern engines, smart computer systems like autopilot, and sturdy engineering came together to make his journey safe and smooth. Even with all that amazing technology, he realized that nothing compared to the human heart. This thought made him smile. It was a reminder that while science and technology can solve many problems, the magic of love and care is something we create all by ourselves. And sometimes those little sparks of kindness are the very ones that truly make life soar. As the weeks passed, Mr. Oliver and Lily began to form an unbreakable bond. They shared many happy moments together. Imagine them riding bicycles in the huge garden behind the mansion. One sunny afternoon, Mr. Oliver, trying to teach Lily how to ride his shiny red bicycle, discovered that sometimes even a millionaire can be clumsy. Lily giggled as she tried to balance on the bike, and Mr. Oliver's fancy trousers got a little muddy from the garden's soft earth. Everyone who saw them burst into laughter. That day they learned that even if you fall a few times, getting up again fills the heart with courage and fun. Every evening they would sit side by side on the porch, watching the sun set slowly over the horizon. Mr. Oliver would tell Lily funny stories about his childhood and how, even though he had lots of toys and treats, sometimes he too wished for just a simple friend to share his sandwich with. Lily, with wide eyes and a bright smile, would then share her silly stories, like how she'd talk to stray cats and pretend they were kings and queens of her little world. These moments of humor and genuine care made the mansion feel like a real home, not just a place of riches. The simple act that started with a girl in the trash soon created a ripple effect in Mr. Oliver's community. People who had always seen him just as a rich businessman began to notice that his heart was now full and his actions spoke of compassion. Soon, local community leaders and neighbors gathered at his mansion. They wanted to learn how one big act of kindness could change many lives. Mr. Oliver said, "Friends, true richness is not what you see in the bank account. It is the love we give and receive. Today I have learned that even one small act, like helping little Lily, can spread hope far and wide." Inspired by his words, the community began to work together. They started by cleaning local parks, building small shelters for those without homes, and organizing free classes for children. Every little act was like a tiny seed that grew into a big, beautiful tree. Through this shared kindness, Mr. Oliver's world, which once was filled only with wealth, was now enriched with community spirit and friendship. At night, when the mansion was quiet and the stars twinkled in the sky like scattered diamonds, Mr. Oliver would often sit by his window and think. He thought about the long flight that had brought him safely home, and then about the unexpected twist of finding Lily in the trash. He wrote down his thoughts in a small journal. "Today," he wrote, "I learned that we may have many material things, but a warm heart and a caring soul are what truly make us rich." Sometimes I think of moments like these when life surprises us in the most unexpected ways. It is like finding a lost, shiny coin on a sidewalk. It may seem small, but it can brighten your day. Mr. Oliver's experience reminds us that it does not take millions of dollars to be a hero. Every kind word, every gentle smile, every little helping hand can make our corner of the world a better place. Of course, like in every good story, there were challenges along the way. Not everyone understood Mr. Oliver's decision to help Lily. Some of his old business friends whispered, "What about all that money? Shouldn't he focus on his work?" But Mr. Oliver knew in his heart that money could never buy the joy of a genuine smile or the comfort of a heartfelt thank you. There were times when Lily felt unsure in her new world. The bright halls of a big mansion and a modern school were very different from the dark, cold places where she had once spent her days. At times, she would feel scared and cry quietly in her room. Mr. Oliver, too, felt the heavy responsibility of helping her heal. But every time Lily looked up with a hopeful smile, her smile said simply, "I am ready for a new day." And that small smile gave Mr. Oliver the strength to keep on trying, to keep on caring. One evening, as they were getting ready for bed, Mr. Oliver said, "Lily, I know things have been hard for you, but I want you to know that you are safe now and you are loved." Lily wiped away a small tear and said in her soft voice, "I feel like I can finally fly, just like the airplanes you told me about." Those words, simple yet full of hope, made Mr. Oliver believe even more that a little act of kindness could create big changes. Now, if you are curious about that long flight I mentioned earlier, here are a few fun facts. Did you know that airplanes have special wings that help lift them high in the sky? These wings are made in a curved shape, which pushes the airplane up when it moves fast. The engines work very hard, burning fuel and turning it into power. Computers in the airplane help guide it along the right path, using something called an autopilot system. Even with all these amazing machines at work, nothing beats the simple power of a kind heart. This shows us that while technology can do wonders, nothing can replace the magic of caring for one another. Today, I want you to remember this important lesson. No matter who you are or where you come from, even you can make a difference in someone's life. Mr. Oliver might have been a millionaire, but it took one small, unexpected moment, A moment when he found Lily in the trash to show him that real wealth is found in our hearts. Money can build tall buildings and shiny gadgets, but a kind act builds bridges between people. It makes communities stronger, and it makes our world a warm, loving place. Imagine if everyone did one small act of kindness every single day. It could be as simple as sharing your lunch with a friend or helping someone carry a heavy bag. These little moments add up, just like seeds growing into a big, beautiful garden. And that is the true meaning of living, a life of love, sharing, and hope. In the golden light of a setting sun, Mr. Oliver and Lily would sit together on the porch. They would watch the sky slowly change colors as the day ended. Sometimes Lily would tell her favorite jokes, and Mr. Oliver would laugh so hard that he nearly spilled his cocoa. They joked about how a rich man and a little girl from the trash could be the best team in the world. Like peanut butter always goes well with jelly. Those moments of innocent laughter and love filled the big house with a softer sound than any expensive song or machine ever could. That time on the porch was one of the most precious parts of their day. It was a time to forget worries, a time to just be happy with the simple things in life, a cool breeze, warm smiles, and a loving friend. As weeks turned into months, Mr. Oliver's life changed in many wonderful ways. Inspired by his encounter with little Lily, he decided to start new projects in his town. He used his wealth to build a small community center where kids could play, learn, and feel safe. He organized classes where people learned how to garden, fix things, and even how airplanes fly. People from all walks of life came together, sharing stories and meals. The community learned that when we help each other, we all grow stronger. Local leaders soon noticed the change. They saw how Mr. Oliver's action, not just his wealth, but his caring heart, had sparked a movement in their town. Neighbors began cleaning up parks, setting up fun events for children, and even starting little libraries. All this was started by one unforgettable moment when a millionaire looked into the eyes of a little girl and chose kindness over indifference. Late at night, when the moon shone brightly and the world was quiet, Mr. Oliver often sat at his desk writing in his journal. He wrote about the long flight he had taken, the smart machines that made it possible, and the unexpected meeting with Lily. In his neat handwriting, he recorded thoughts like, "Today I learned that the best journeys are not in the skies, but in our everyday lives. A small act of kindness can lift our spirits higher than any airplane." These writings became a reminder to himself, and one day, to everyone who read them, that the best parts of life come from sharing and caring. I sometimes think about moments like these when life surprises you with a lesson. Remember a time when you felt a little sad, and then someone smiled at you or helped you out. That moment, however small, might have turned your whole day around. Mr. Oliver's story is much the same. It teaches us that true growth happens when we open our hearts rather than our wallets. One clear morning, something magical happened. Mr. Oliver and Lily were sitting in the garden when they saw a small bird fall from its nest. The bird looked weak and hurt. Mr. Oliver gently picked it up and said, "Even a little bird needs a helping hand, just like we do sometimes." Lily softly repeated, "I want to help too." So together they made a little bed out of soft fabric, fed the bird some seeds, and even made a tiny cup of water for it. Slowly the bird grew stronger, chirping happily as it flapped its wings. That was a very special moment, a moment that summed up everything they had learned, that even the smallest creature deserves compassion and care. This tiny rescue was like a spark that flew into a big flame. Seeing that bird take flight again gave everyone a lesson in love and hope. Mr. Oliver realized that from that day forward, every challenge, every fall, was really just the start of a new chance to rise. And Lily, with her brave little heart, reminded him again and again that hope lives in the most unexpected places. So, dear friends, here is what we can learn from this unforgettable story. Mr. Oliver was a millionaire with all the riches in the world, yet he was missing something very important until one day he found Lily, a little girl who had been left alone and forgotten. When he chose to help her, not only did her life take a turn for the better, but his own life changed in ways he never thought possible. His huge mansion filled with laughter and hope, and his community blossomed as more people started showing kindness every day. Money might build big houses and fly mighty airplanes, but kindness builds happy hearts and unbreakable bonds between people. Even if you have just one small kind act to share, a smile, a helping hand, a word of comfort, you can make the world a little brighter. Thank you so much for listening to this long, heartfelt story. I hope you feel inspired to look for chances to be kind in your everyday life. Think about that moment when you shared your favorite snack or when you helped a friend with your homework. All those little actions matter. If you enjoyed this story and believe in the power of kindness, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories like this one. And don't forget to check out the video on the end screen right now. That video tells another wonderful tale of hope and change that you definitely should not miss. Before you go, leave a comment below and tell us, what is one small act of kindness you plan to do today? It might just start a chain reaction of happiness. Remember, each one of us has the power to make this world a better place. Thank you for being here with me today, for sharing this story, and for believing that even in the smallest moments, big changes are possible. Stay kind, keep smiling, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, and take care.